This is the French Caribbean island of Martinique. It's around 50 miles long and 24 miles wide. The island is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. Given the name Paris of the Caribbean, this island is characterized by its beautiful beaches, breathtaking waterfalls, lush forests, mountains, rolling hills, and a variety of plant species. The average temperature is around 70 degrees every day, and there is always a cool breeze. Sounds so nice, doesn't it? I wish I was there right now. Psych, just kidding. Haven't you heard the story of what happened there? Well, if not, then keep watching. The island of Martinique is one of the Lesser Antilles, a group of volcanic islands forming an island arc in the Caribbean. Located north on the island of Martinique, near the town of St. Pierre, sits Mount Pele, a now dormant volcano. Mount Pele was born when the North American Oceanic Plate and the Caribbean Oceanic Plate collided into one another. The North American Plate slipped under the Caribbean Plate in a process known as subduction. As the North American Plate sank down, it was exposed to extreme temperatures, which caused the plate to melt, forming magma. As the plate continued to melt, the magma collected inside a chamber. Since magma is less dense than the surrounding material, it began to rise to the surface. When the magma broke through the surface of the oceanic crust, it formed the early stages of Mount Pelée. As magma spewed out of the volcano and cooled, it formed layers of igneous rock on the oceanic crust. These layers continued to build up over time until it broke the ocean surface. The volcano continued to build on itself, and this is how the island of Martinique came into existence. Now let's fast forward to May of 1902. The month Mount Pelée decided to show the world what it was capable of doing. As odd as it sounds, people living in the town of St. Pierre did not really pay any mind to Mount Pelée. The volcano had erupted several years earlier in 1792 and 1851, but it only spewed a bit of ash particles over the town. Ever since, the volcano had not made a sound, so residents figured there was nothing really to worry about. But oh, were they wrong. At the beginning of May, Mount Pelée started showing signs that something was not a-okay. The residents in the town reported feeling tremors, sulfuric fumes seeped out of the volcano, and a small eruption occurred that lit up the sky. The next day after this event, dead birds were found covered in ash and dead fish were found in the sea. A river north of St. Pierre was also acting strange. It was going through periods of fluctuation and was overflowing at times. Why? Because magma rising from underneath the surface was displacing the groundwater. Now at this point, people were starting to become worrisome and scared. People who lived in the countryside nearest the volcano fled to the town of St. Pierre, which the newspaper promised was a safe place to be. On May 5, 1902, a volcanic mudflow occurred, and muddy hot water rolled over the lands, destroying a sugar processing plant, while also taking the lives of 2,000 people. The mudflow eventually made its way into the ocean, and it created a 3-foot tsunami that crashed into St. Pierre. The people were not the only ones dealing with these horrible events. Insects and snakes came rushing down from the northern side of the island to escape the destroyed land, and of course, the citizens of St. Pierre were not at all thrilled about this. There were accounts of large centipedes and pit vipers. As these animals fled their destroyed habitats, they killed livestock and also people. On May 7, 1902, a volcanic eruption on a neighboring island added to people's worry that something bad might happen. However, leaders of St. Pierre assured the people that they had nothing to worry about because the volcano posed no threat. Martinique was in the middle of an election, so the mayor put off evacuations to make sure he got his conservative votes. The next day, May 8, 1902, was the day no one wanted to see. This was the day the volcano erupted, shooting lava, hot gas, and debris into the air, smothering St. Pierre. In just a few minutes, the eruption had taken the lives of 30,000 people that lived there. Stone statues were thrown several feet from where they stood, buildings were leveled, and ships in the harbor caught fire and sank. After the eruption, St. Pierre was on fire for several days. The landscape of St. Pierre was completely destroyed. Trees burned to ash, habitats were destroyed, and the water and air was polluted with ash. When rescuers entered the town, they found only 3 survivors, one of which was kept safe because he was locked away in a jail cell. After this tragic event, scientists began to wonder why this happened. Back in this time, not a lot was known about what caused volcano eruptions. Their only understanding came from looking at previous eruptions of Mount Vesuvius, which may have been why no one was encouraged to evacuate sooner. No one was expecting an eruption of that magnitude. We now know that volcanic eruptions occur when there is a buildup of gas inside the magma chamber. When magma is thick, it does not allow gas bubbles to escape. Pressure builds up, and when it becomes too much, the volcano erupts. Mount Pele erupted again in 1929 and 1932, but has again fallen silent. It is classified as a dormant volcano, but will it erupt again? The Institute of Earth Physics in Paris is using seismometers to watch for volcanic activity, so if Mount Pelée decides to wake up again, everyone will be more prepared.